Executive Brief. Executive Brief.
My good people of Abia State, it is my honor and pleasure to address
From the seat of governance in Abia, God's own state, comes a compendium of the governor's weekly engagement in the service to humanity and God.
This government is in its second and final tenure, and therefore we are in a hurry to gain traction and achieve what our mandate the people have given to us and defined for us as assignment.
Join the Chief Press Secretary to Abia State Governor Onyebuchi Imemanka on Flow 94.9 FM as he tracks Governor Ikpeazu's activities in delivering on the social contract with the good people of Abia State.
We have received awards and acknowledgement as the SME capital of Nigeria in recent times.
Executive Brief every Friday at 9:30 a.m. on Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own state. Executive Brief from the horse's mouth.
There is now a deliberate effort to ensure that our infrastructure is solid and durable.
Definitely, the slogan of Abia State is God's own state. Well, the executive governor of Abia State, Dr. Victor Ikpeazu, in the past few weeks has been on isolation. Well, the most recent sample submitted by the governor for COVID-19 turned out negative, and he is expected to resume work very soon. Well, in his absence, the deputy governor, Right Honorable Doc Chukwu, has been on the steering wheels. And this program, the Executive Brief, puts together highlights of the activities of the office of the governor of Abia State, courtesy of the office of the Chief Press Secretary to the governor, Barrister Onyebuchi Imemanka. My name is Temple Bara. You're welcome to the Executive Brief. And of course, this is a simultaneous or simulcast on Real 99.1 FM Aba. In the studio with me this morning is none other than the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor of Abia State, Barrister Onyebuchi Imemanka. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Temple Bara. Good to be here as always.
Well, your voice seems muffled because of the plastic face shield you have on.
Yeah, we are taking every precaution, and we need to lead by example, and so that people can see us and know that this is serious business.
All right, yes, talking about seeing us, you can catch clips of previous episodes on Flow FM TV. All you have to do is go on YouTube and search for Flow FM TV, and of course the Executive Brief will pop up and you can watch the previous episodes of this program. Well, let's start off with the press release by Dr. ACB Abazwere. Well, it's been making the rounds, and yes, reactions have continued to pour in. I'll just play a clip from that particular press release because a video was made in the process, and we'll take it from there. Stay on the dial. Don't go anywhere.
I have been inundated for some time now with variegated comments from several groups, individuals, etc., on some issues in the state. And I hereby urge everybody in the interest of the state to cease fire forthwith. Abia State is a PDP state with a PDP governor and a PDP majority House of Assembly, and thus one family. All sides are hereby directed to strictly comply.
Well, point of note there, Barrister. I hereby urge everybody in the interest of the state to cease fire forthwith. All sides are to strictly comply. Last week on the show, we talked about, what was going on. And for a fortnight now, we've talked about if there's been a feud between the executive arm and the legislative. And you've come out to say no. You'd also, made a reference to the press release by the Chief Press Secretary to the Speaker of the Abia State House of Assembly, talking about Chief Jude. And you said the only person the Speaker will be talking to or referring to is the Executive Governor. But a lot of hula baloo on social media, back and forth, this has dragged on. I'd like to hear what your thoughts are, and especially with the press release issued by the Chief of Staff to the Governor.
Yeah, like I did say here last week, I am not aware of any feud between the executive arm of government and the legislative arm of government in Abia State. I am also not aware of any feud between Governor Ikpeazu and Speaker Chinedumoji. I agree with you that last week, like you said in your own words, hula baloo on social media, people expressing themselves and giving the impression for someone who is not properly guided, the person could be tempted to believe that some of these people were speaking for the governor of Abia State and for the Abia State government. But the press conference by the chief of staff to the governor has put paid to all those speculations. That is the official position of the Abia State government. The government is not happy with the seeming feud, which only exists in the imagination of those who peddle the rumors. The position of Governor Ikpeazu and the position of the Abia State government is that there is tranquility in the state, there is peace in the state, all is set for the governor to return, and the statements by the chief of staff captures the position of the governor of Abia State. There is absolutely no reason in a state where the People's Democratic Party controls both the majority, the executive, and then the majority in the House of Assembly, for there to people to give impressions that there are issues. There are no issues at all, and that is the position.
Okay, no need to drag it on. All should ceasefire forthwith, and the outside should comply. Well, moving on to some of the dividends of democracy and the dividends of the office of the governor. You did put up a post that the phase 2 of the project for the reconstruction of the road from Obakala junction of the Enugu Expressway, which is the state capital, Umuahia, has entered a new phase. And the Afoebeji section, you took a picture of it in Old Umuahia from the railway crossing, and you put up a post trying to cite the progress of work going on that road, and it beats my mind. What's going on with the rains at this point?
Well, as you know, you are in Umuahia here. You know that project is on. As at yesterday, they were still asphalting. The portion from the Isikot,
okay,
moving towards Obakala has been extremely very bad. Everybody knows that. I mean,
from Isikot to Obakala.
Yes.
At some point, you have to even apply one way.
Absolutely. And that's the same story we had on Aba Road proper, from Isikot into Umuahia town up until Uchenna Junction. But Ikpeazu, true to his words, has fixed. The project was divided into 2 phases.
Okay.
The first phase will cover from Uchenna Junction to Isikot. That one has been done and dusted. And I tell you, as at today, that road is about the most beautiful in Abia State. As at
Which
today.
of them?
The first phase from Uchenna Junction up until Isikot.
Okay, let's look at
it's a beauty.
Let's look at Isikot to Obakala.
That's what I'm saying. That's the second phase now.
Okay.
Which has started.
Before now, I thought there was some sort of what's it called now? Rigid pavement technology or something.
Yes, because the Afuibeji area. Okay. If you know Afuibeji very well, just between the railway crossing,
okay,
and the Afuibeji market, between these two,
where you have the roundabout.
Points, yes, the roundabout is the railway crossing. Now, if you move towards St. Silas Anglican Church, Old Umuahia, down to a market called Afuibeji, that market is by the right hand side, just beside
the very bad portion there.
Extremely bad. I've been here permanently since 2017. That place has been terrible. Everybody here knows that. Now, what the governor decided to do was, because that place had become very bad, he didn't just want to do it anyhow. That's why we employed the rigid pavement. That is what is popularly called.
What's it all about? Really?
It's a new kind of road construction here,
okay,
where cement technology is applied.
And some people are saying, you're talking about asphalting and cement. Don't you think that the rains or the water can wash away cement?
No. It's not just cement.
Okay.
Have you gone to a place where they are building an upstairs before?
Okay.
After the ground floor, there's something they usually do, the deck.
Yeah.
Where they use steel
and wood deck,
war concrete. That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
You know, instead of the usual stone base, you know, when the normal road construction style is they do earthworks. After earthworks, they do stone base. After stone base, they now asphalt.
Okay.
But instead of stone base, we are now doing cement. Cement technology involves the use of steel rod mixed with cement and concrete chippings. You know what chippings are?
Yeah.
You get cement, get concrete chippings and steel. All the deck. That's what cement technology simply means. Leave all the grammar.
Okay.
Cement, chippings mixed with iron. Place it on the, you know, do it on the as the underlay. You know, that is exactly what Ikpeazu is the first governor to have introduced that in Abia State. A lot of roads, if you go to Osusu Road, Owerri Road, several roads in Abia State, in Aba particularly.
Has that technology?
Oh, sure. And commonsensically, if you go to Ezuku Road now, from Ezuku Road by Abowre Road up until Ezuku Road by Okigwe Road, 100% cement technology. And commonsensically, you know that a mixture of cement, chippings, and steel as an underlay and with an asphalt overlay is guaranteed to last. So that is what Ikpeazu is doing at that Afibeji area, and you can go there and see for yourself. We challenge anybody to go there and see things for himself. As at yesterday morning, asphalting was going on.
Okay.
You know, so the job is being undertaken in stages. The idea is to push it all the way down to the express junction.
Oh wow. Well, people who are resident in that area and of course indigenes will soon breathe a sigh of relief if this is anything to go by. And I'm sure if you're driving would want to have feedback, you can actually send us your feedback, videos or pictures to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Flu949FM. I would want to confirm from you what the video on your Facebook page about Ebema Egege Road, Obo Hill.
Yes. There are actually yes, that video tries to capture the transition, the complete metamorphosis of Egege Road in Obo Hill. Now, Egege Road is a road that connects Old Umuoba Road, sorry. Umuoba Road and Ukebu Road. These are two different roads in Obo Hill, all in good condition, fixed by the Okezie Ikpeazu administration. Now, what he has done is to try to connect these two roads by reconstructing Egege Road. Egege Road for over 30 years, and I say this authoritatively. I live in Aba. Over 30 years, Egege Road has been impassable. In fact, the other half of it, from Umuoba Road inside, has been ravaged for over 2 decades by massive gully erosion. If you look at that video, at the beginning of the video, you see how that road was. Now today is a completely different story. Okay. Rigid pavement, that the cement technology was applied.
We're talking about here.
Oh, absolutely. Because I didn't know what else could have been done on that part of the road. People who when I went there, I wondered how people live in that place. The erosion is a hilly place. It's a hilly place, and over the years, running water has completely, messed up the entire topsoil. Okay. The whole place is a mess, or was a mess until this intervention. And from Ukebu end of Egege Road, another contractor is also pushing it to join what is going on here. So it's a complete revolution. I also remember doing a video on Obika Junction.
A live video.
Live video, yes. When we said some of these things, people think we are joking. Obika Junction is an amazing, it's an emerging infrastructural wonder. A roundabout is coming there. 5 roads, all constructed by the Ikpeazu administration, meet at that junction. So it is good. We have test run the roundabout to see what it will look like totally in the night, with a kaleidoscope of lights, beautiful scenery.
Kaleidoscope.
Oh yes, kaleidoscopic sight. I mean, it's a beauty to behold. Now that road, that junction, Ehere Road meets there, comes there. Ukebu Road comes there. Umoba Road comes there.
The last time he said that about 5 roads met at that
5 roads, all constructed by the Ikpeazu administration. All. Okay. 5 roads.
Now, let me. I don't want to break your heart. With all of these road constructions going on in the state, Abia, Omwa here, some people believe that they are left out in all of these transformations, and as such, the fact that it hasn't come to where they are at this point in time, it seems as though these things are just mere talks and it's not actually happening in the state. How do you feel when you get such feedback? Let me paint a picture for you, or create a scenario. Ikpeazu administration is doing nothing on road construction. Come and see Abama Road. Ikpeazu administration has not passed. Come and see on half. Do you understand that kind of thing? Especially with all of the work going on, and you're trying to put efforts in bringing this to the front burner, to light, doing Facebook Live. You're doing taking pictures and all of that, and yet the masses, people in Abia State, some of them don't think the administration is doing enough when it comes to road construction.
I think you are wrong. There are just a pocket of opposition elements who carry that narrative. Now, you cannot tell somebody in Umuahia that the job done on Aba Road is not real. Even from your studios here, if you look up from your window, you will see the splendor of Aba Road staring you in the face. So, like I've always said, we have the most mischievous, the most caustic opposition media in this country. If you want to find,
State does?
Yes. If you want to,
your statistics,
absolutely. If you want to find the most malicious, the most mischievous opposition media, come to Abia State. They never see anything good. In their estimation, since 2015, that Governor Ikpeazu came on board in May, he has done nothing. The tens of roads, close to 70, 80 roads that has been fixed by this administration, they don't see it. And life is very difficult for the blind. When you see a blind man, you should take pity on the person, because why would somebody in Aba, for instance, say that Ikpeazu has not done any road in Aba? Do you know the number? I have lost count myself. As an indigene and somebody who grew up in Aba, I knew exactly how Aba was before May 29, 2015. Haven't you noticed that our flyover, they no longer call it center table? Haven't you noticed that? The word center table has disappeared from social media.
Some people think it's taking too long.
Well, we don't bother about that. The important thing is that Ikpeazu is delivering the first ever. Abia State was created in 1991. Before then, we were in Imo State. Before then, we were in East Central State. Before then, we were in the Eastern region. From that time, from pre-independence till today, it took an Okezie Ikpeazu to remember that a flyover was important anywhere in Abia State. And you begin to wonder, why did it take so long? People are this project was flagged off on the in January 2017. I was master of ceremonies that day. Actual construction on the site started around April, May. Now this is only 3 years now. They are worried. If you go there now, you see the type flyover taking shape completely. What we need to do is to do the last stages. And now people are complaining that it has taken 3 years.
Okay.
Meanwhile, it took forever from the creation of the world till Ikpeazu came. Nobody remembered to do a flyover.
Well,
for over 50 years. For over 50 years. From the eastern region, Aba has been a commercial melting pot, a commercial superpower, an economic superpower. No government remembered that we needed such an eye-popping structure in Aba. It took Ikpeazu to do it, and after 3 years, when the project is 70-80% completed, people are now saying that it is taking too long, comparing us with other states. And I have told them, we are not competing with any other state.
Okay.
Every state is peculiar. Every state has its own priorities. Every state has its own challenges. Abia State is Abia State. Abia is not any other state. We are doing our own, taking our time. Now, what I tell them is, if you think the project has taken too long, go and do your own.
Okay. Well,
and history and posterity will record it.
Chief Press Secretary.
Generations yet unborn will record it that Dr. Okezi Ikpeazu is
Would have to
the
take
first
a break at this
governor
time.
in Abia State to do such a project.
Would have to take a break at this time. Chief Press Secretary Barrister Onyebuchi Ememanka, very impassioned there about his principle. Who wouldn't be? Stay on the dial, 94.9. Of course, is also a simulcast on Real 99.1 FM. Abba. It'll just be a moment, and we'll be right back. And when we back, we want to hear the answer to this question: when will Governor Okezi Victor Ikpeazu return to work?
Executive Brief. Executive Brief.
My good people of Abia State, it is my honor and pleasure to address
From the seat of governance in Abia, God's own state, comes a compendium of the governor's weekly engagement in the service to humanity and God.
This government is in its second and final tenure, and therefore we are in a hurry to gain traction and achieve what our mandate people have given to us and defined for us as assignment.
Join the Chief Press Secretary to Abia State Governor Onyebuchi Ememanka on Flow 94.9 FM as he tracks Governor Okezi Ikpeazu's activities in delivering on the social contract with the good people of Abia State.
we have received awards and acknowledgement as the SME capital of Nigeria in recent times.
Executive Brief every Friday at 9:30 a.m. on Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own state. Executive Brief from the horse's mouth.
There is now a deliberate effort to ensure that our infrastructure is solid and durable.
4 minutes before it's 10, you're still tuned in to Flow 94.9 FM. It's the Executive Brief and also a simulcast on Real 99.1 FM Abba. I am Temple Barra. In the studio is the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor of Abia State, Barrister Onyebuchi Ememanka. Of course, this program is courtesy of his office, and this is the last lap of the program. A press release was made available to journalists where there was an inauguration of visitation panel to School of Health Sciences and Management Technology, Abba, and Professor J.U. Bunna was appointed as the chairman. His task in 3 weeks: look into employment issues of the state and let us know whether the recent employment was a response to the institution's need or not.
Yeah, appointment of visitation panels is a regular thing for tertiary institutions.
Okay.
The visitor to the institution, in this case, Governor Okezi Ikpeazu, felt a need to do an independent review of some of the operations of the institution. Like, you know, they just got a new rector.
Okay.
And there is need to, you know, do a holistic review of what is going on in that institution, especially as it affects employment and some other things. So it's no big deal. It's a natural thing. Visitation panels are appointed from time to time to review activities in tertiary institutions, and that's exactly what has happened here. The governor inaugurated it through the deputy governor, and we are giving clear terms of reference and giving a 3-week mandate to turn in their reports.
Okay.
And advise government on the way forward if things were properly done, if there is need to further review some of the actions taken.
So that will put to bed all the issues of employment, salary payments, and all.
Absolutely.
All
Absolutely.
right. Finally, we've got less than 2 minutes on the clock, and the question everybody will be asking is, Chief Press Secretary, sir, can you tell us when the governor will return? I want to speak their mind on their behalf. Let me be their chief priest and their spokesperson now.
All is set, you know, for the return of the governor. The governor is very okay now.
Okay.
He's just trying to tidy things up. You know, the job of the governor is very tasking.
Okay.
And very, very challenging. And having just recovered from this health challenge, the governor wants to be in the best of shapes, so that by the time he comes, in the next few days, he will take charge properly.
Okay.
And just 2 days ago, or yesterday, the governor sent a message, a letter to one religious leader in the country, you know, who happens to be from Abia State, but leads a major Christian religious organization.
What's his name, sir?
No, I can't.
Okay.
I can't go there. But I want to read out just one or two paragraphs from the letter written by the governor and signed by him. He said, I wish to assure you that by the grace of God and the prayers of the faithful, I am in strength and good health. The reality of the coronavirus pandemic is here with us, and it is imperative that we continue to encourage everyone around us to adhere to the preventive directives issued by government from time to time. Like I have said from the beginning, it is the grace of God that upholds me, and I will continually glorify his name. These are the words of Governor Okezie Ikpeazu, in a letter he wrote to one top religious leader, Christian religious leader in Nigeria, who happens to also be from Abia State. You know that there has been a network of prayer warriors, as it were, who have been interceding on behalf of the governor. And the governor, those who know him know that he completely believes that God is the author and finisher of his faith and his life. And that he explained in that his popular song. Oborimu jonwemo amaraya jimaka kamrareda.
Well, that's the much we can take with that beautiful song, a rendition from the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor of Abia State, Barrister Onyebuchi Ememanka. Executive Brief will be back next week, of course, on Real 99.1 FM Aba and on Flu 94.9 FM Umuahia on Friday at 9:30 a.m. My name is Temple Barra. Until I come your way, I'll be saying bye for now.
Executive Brief.
My good people of Abia State, it is my honor and pleasure to address
From the seat of governance in Abia, God's own state, comes a compendium of the governor's weekly engagement in the service to humanity and God.
This government is in its second and final tenure, and therefore we are in a hurry to gain traction and achieve what our mandate the people have given to us and defined for us as assignment.
Join the Chief Press Secretary to Abia State Governor Onyebuchi Ememanka on Flow 94.9 FM as he tracks Governor Okezie Ikpeazu's activities in delivering on the social contract with the good people of Abia State.
We have received awards and acknowledgement as the SME capital of Nigeria in recent times.
Executive Brief
every Friday at 9:30 a.m.
on Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own state. Executive Brief from the horse's mouth.
There is now a deliberate effort to ensure that our infrastructure is solid and durable.